What's going on, guys? 360 Digital Closing Bell here. I am Michael Tanner, live from an undisclosed location here in Denver, Colorado, coming to you for our digital ticker show here on this beautiful Monday, June 29th. As always, I'm joined by the executive producer of the show, the creator of the show, and the director and publisher of the world's greatest website, oilandgas360.com. Stu Turley. Stu, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood in Dallas.
And we've got some bankruptcy news. I'm sure everybody's heard the news that shocked nobody. Chesapeake Energy declaring for bankruptcy late last night. We weren't able to catch that on the Week Ahead podcast. So if anyone who listened to that this morning, I put a disclaimer in there. We'll have all our thoughts coming up here on that, along with some other bankruptcies and just some bearish news coming out of the energy equities market. Decent day in the equities markets today, but guys, please just subscribe. 360 Digital Closing, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, the best way to stay up to date on all of your energy market stuff. When we look at how the overall markets did, really, stocks rose. You go on CNBC, they tell you stocks rose sharply. We're only a 2% increase. I don't know if it was mainly flat. Big thing that happened today, Boeing announced that they passed their latest inspection for their 737 MAX. So that's really what had that Dow Jones index trading 400, about 70 points higher at its maximum, finishing about 2 percentage points up. But when we dive into the numbers here specifically, SPY was 3053. That's a 44-point move to the upside, about 1.47. NASDAQ trading 9906. So tech stocks gaining only about a half a percentage point, really dragged down by some of the latest. Facebook, which is one of that biggest indexes, NASDAQ, there's 4 or 5 different companies, Coca-Cola, I forget the rest of the names, but who all say they're stop advertising on Facebook. So that's a big blow to a lot of their revenue stream. That's sort of why you see that index kind of trading a little lower. And the Dow Jones, we're looking at market close at 580 points above it, 25,595. Like I said, off back of some really, really great Boeing news. Boeing up 11.8 percentage points. So some good gains there. Crude oil having a really good day, about up $1 on the index, $2 or 2.55 percentage points, 39.47. At 12-month strip doing pretty much just as well, up 85 cents, 2.3 percentage points, 40.69 on that. Natural gas, talk about having a day, up 13.65 percentage points, trading at $1.69 all the way up to $1.70. So some good gains for natural gas. 12-month strip though stays pretty much flat back into the curve, $2.71 for that, only up 2 cents on that index, or about 0.8 percentage points. XOP, which is our EMP securities contract, 50.78, which is good to see that index climb back above $50, $4 for that move. That's 2% increase on the way. And our OIH, which is our oil field services contract, $119.01. That's a $2.14 move to the upside, 1.83 percentage points. Big numbers on the downside, even though we did see that XOP index all the way up 2 percentage points. Midcon Energy Partners, ticker symbol MCEP, down 9 percentage points, $3.80. Valco Energy Corporation down 14.8 percentage points, $3.10. And Barnwell Industries Corporation, $14.5 percentage points to the downside, or about 91 cents on that index. We look at the upside, though, really good numbers. Panhandle Oil and Gas Company, it's 9.84 percentage points, or $2.79 on that move. Magnolia Oil and Gas Corporation, ticker symbol MGY, $6.23, up 13.4 percentage points. Good move on that. Tricor Resources, our biggest mover in the day, 14 percentage points to the upside, trading all the way up to $6.02. Really, guys, I've been preaching about this all last week, and I'm going to continue to say, guys, check out theoilandgasconference.com. It is the best place to figure out everything that's happened, both post-coronavirus and all of these EMP companies. If you want to know what these earnings look like and what these CEOs of these oil and gas companies are thinking about as they try to navigate what this post-COVID virus looks like, specifically for the energy business, you're going to want to check out the Oil and Gas Conference. Check that out, theoilandgasconference.com, for all information on how to register. They're going digital this year, so you can attend from anywhere. So please sign up there. Stu, what's got on the international news desk today?
Hey, I got 3 of them here. Iraq lowers June oil exports, but still pumps above the OPEC target. You got to love that one. Then we have also, BP is trying to get more cash in there. They are selling off their petrochemicals business to INEOS. Mm-hmm. And lastly, this was kind of funny that happened over the weekend. Ethiopia is putting a hydroelectric dam across the Nile. Big project. Egypt got a little grumpy and threatened to bomb it. Just thought I'd let you know on that. And Ethiopia rejected the UN Security Council role in the dam dispute. That's a lot of energy that can be provided but what a political mess.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think that's what you find out a lot of with these political, these political energy events. It all comes down to, like I said, the politics. It's not really much about giving access to energy. So that's wild.
kind of wild in the internet today, or international today.
Exactly, and as we turn to the U.S. energy markets, I mean, really, if you haven't heard the news, well, welcome out from underneath a rock. Chesapeake Energy last night, $7 billion in debt gets wiped out as they declare Chapter 11 bankruptcy and to go through a restructuring. Companies secured $925 million in what's called DIP financing, or what's called debtor in possession financing. Basically, it's cash that allows them to operate as they go through the restructuring. In addition, Chesapeake also announced in a press release that they released last night, right after we record the podcast, by the way. So it was really unfortunate we couldn't do our thoughts on there, but I figured I'd save everything for the closing bell here. They're coming out with $2.5 billion in debt financing from existing lenders, as well as a backstop commitment in $600 million in new equity. And when we look at the way the company's being restructured, Franklin Resources, we mentioned, everybody's grandma, and Fidelity are now the newest, biggest equity holders and creditors. And guess what? Everybody who are the day traders on that side, who owned equity, 0% of common stocks will be deployed in the new equity. So anybody who owned some common Chesapeake stock, unfortunately, it is now worth zero, as it is all being transferred over Franklin Resources and Fidelity. But everyone in the industry kind of knew they were a dead man walking. I think a lot of people were very. I think it's almost impressive that they made it this far. CEO Doug Lauer said that in a press release that they're going to address some legacy financial concerns. That's a really nice way of putting it, Stu. Legacy financial issues. Whoever wrote that press release deserves a raise, I think. Or that's some good language right there.
Or they're trying out for a political writer.
Yeah, no kidding. It's one or the other, really. It really is one or the other. So, yeah, not much to say on that. I think everybody really expected this to happen maybe months ago. The fact that they led up till now, it'd be very interesting to see whether this executive team comes out of this Chapter 11 as the same executive team. I mean, Doug Lawler in his statement. He's a Mines guy, so I hope he stays. But it's going to be very tough, I think, to see this executive team come out. And even if they're going to name this company Chesapeake, who knows? It could be a complete rebrand. So it'll be interesting to see. Along that bankruptcy note, Lillis Energy, which is a really, really small cap Permian Basin company out in West Texas, based in not Permian, but in Houston. They have operations West Texas and in southeastern New Mexico. They declared bankruptcy today, securing over $15 million in DIP financing, wiping out over $34 million in debt in terms of a restructuring agreement. So, I mean, those bankruptcy tickers falling. We called it 2 weeks ago. We may be a little early, Stu. We may be a little early on that. But Chesapeake, that was a company that we were following. I thought 2 weeks ago when we ran that on the Monday closing bell, I thought Chesapeake was going to be one of our victims. I just didn't know we'd be a whole week early on that.
Well, a week early on that big of what's $5 billion on
what's $7 billion in debt? But yeah, what's $7 billion in debt between friends? But we appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody who's checked out this show here, guys. Also check out the Energy 360 Network by Enercom, the place for all oil and gas thought leadership. We'll thank you for checking the show. We will be back tomorrow for a beautiful Tuesday. We'll see you then.